Good evening and welcome to another edition of the Daily Fix. Today I'm going to tell you a tale which is going to make you laugh a little bit, if not make you sad. In law, they say that, or the law says, while a matter is before the courts, we cannot discuss it. In other words, if a matter is ongoing in court, like the Senzo Meyiwa trial, me and you are not supposed to have any conversation around it, or even to speculate what the outcome will be or what the outcome will not be. We are supposed just to keep quiet until the case runs its course and gets finished. That is how the law is. That is what the law prescribes. And I'm a lawyer. I know what I'm talking about. There's something called the sub judice rule. In other words, if something is sub judice, it is pending in the courts, it is pending finalization. So ordinary people like me, you and me, must not and are not allowed to discuss it and give their opinions about it, or whatever opinion, because we all have different opinions. People will always have different opinions. So it is that in my interactions with a lot of lawyers about about this initiative that I've taken, this daily fix, where I'm going to fix things. I'm trying to engage them into conversations about, what do you think about what is happening in the sense of Meyiwa trial and so on and so forth? You don't see people who want to get engaged. People don't want to get engaged. People live in their own little comfort zones. People are no longer, committed to speaking their minds and doing what is right. It is all about, being part of the crowd without asking ourselves at any given time, what is going on here? Can things change around this thing? And there are some people who must bring change in this world. I'm not saying I'm going to be one of those people who are going to bring change into this world. But, we cannot keep quiet about the Senzo Meyiwa trial until it is over. Senzo died 10 years ago, So many things are coming up which rub me and you the wrong way up. Should we just then keep quiet and, pretend that we are not hearing anything? Should we not have opinions around what is happening in this courtroom, how the investigation in this matter was conducted, and all these other concerns? Should we not do that because the law says, oh, well, this matter is sub judice, in that flowery language. We are not supposed to discuss it. But as for me, I will discuss anything that is worth discussing. And I will engage in everything that has to be discussed. I also had the opportunity to meet one or two of the lawyers involved in the Senzo Meyiwa trial at the Pretoria High Court this morning. But none of them, let me not mention names, we'll mention names later. None of them are willing to engage in some of those controversial issues which I've always brought up to say, they in fact, they are not willing to get into the details of the case. Lawyers can speak legalese, hide behind beautiful phrases and words, and say, no, but we are not supposed to discuss this because it is sub judice. Oh, it is sub judice. So me and you must have no thoughts around it. And that is the end of the story. That is not my approach. That sub judice, a rule as far as I'm concerned, is something nonsensical. People have got a right. If something is not going right, whether it is in the courts or anywhere else, people have got a right at any given point in time. After all, it is the people who vote these governments into power. And these governments appoint these judges. So at the end of the day, the power lies with the people. It is not the people who must be, the people must not be slaves to the law. They don't make the law to be slaves to the law, but rather the law must serve the people, right? Now, if a law wants to, compel us to shut our mouths, to say nothing, until God knows when. And we are not immortal, we can drop dead tomorrow. Why should we keep quiet if we have strong feelings that we can all share to try and find a way out of this? This is a curious thing. Nobody wants to talk about this. People don't want to pursue, controversial things. If you get controversial, they think that, you are, you know, you are being unnecessarily, reckless, and, you are showing some reckless bravado on your part. Why are you doing this? I mean, there are too many, strong people, or, connected people here, and, you'll run into trouble. But I'm not driven by all that. I know who's involved here. There are a lot of, very powerful people involved here. I'm not mentioning names again. You people know them. But the journey for me, to find the truth about what happened to Senzo is the most paramount consideration. The risks, I suppose, the risks around it are just, what shall I call it now? They are the stock in trade. They are the stock in trade, right? If you embark on something like this, there are risks involved. But shall you then sit back and fold your arms and say, you know, just pretend like, Senzo never died. Pretend like, there was never this kind of incident. I will never do that. So the interesting thing is that nobody really wants to talk about this issue, especially the other side of it. People want to talk about what they are seeing in court now. But there are other side issues which are very important, which we must engage and talk about. It is not easy to talk about these things, but we must talk about them. Because tomorrow it will be you, tomorrow it will be me, right? Today it is Senzo. Who is next, right? How many other Senzos are we going to have? Or do we already have, if we cannot engage with these issues? So I'm not going to keep the silence. I'm just preparing the next episode for you to, as we unravel some of the things in the mysteries. I call them the mysteries in the Senzo Meyiwa trial. And over the weekend, I'll have a lot on my menu for you. Please kindly subscribe. I love those subscriptions. Please view this video. I love those views. People are giving me encouraging messages, blessings, from all angles, men and women alike. And I'm seeing that, a lot of women are coming onto the show, because statistics when I started this journey indicated that, men were 90 plus percent of the viewers. But it is more or less 50-50 now. Thank you out to you ladies out there. Support this initiative. Let's make sure that Senzo did not die in vain. Having said that, let me thank you all for watching this video. Like I always say, I'm looking forward to the subscriptions. Next episode, we take the Senzo Meyiwa saga further. Thank you for watching and have a beautiful evening.